So often I find myself interacting with people, talking to people who deal with a lot of anger at other people for the things that they've done to them. What do we do with that anger? What do we do when we feel wronged, when we've been hurt, when we've been sinned against? I know for me, it's my thing is I want to go and tell other people and get them on my side. I want to feel validated in this anger that I feel, this righteous anger that I feel. But if we really look at the things we're angry about, I think that we'll find if we allow ourselves to see it that there's something else beneath it. Because we've been hurt, we hurt, and the easiest thing to do is to feel anger for it and want to lash out because of it. Today in our first reading, we find a man who has been very hurt, who has been neglected and even sold into slavery. This is Joseph in the book of Genesis, and his brothers sell him into slavery because they despise him because his father loves Joseph the best. He's the youngest of the brothers, but somehow his father favors him the best. But then, as chance would have it, Joseph is sold into slavery into Egypt, but then he becomes someone great in Egypt. He becomes the governor of a whole region, and a severe famine strikes the land in that area. And so it just so happens then that all the people are directed to Joseph to get rations during this time of famine, including Joseph's own brothers. They come before him, not recognizing him because he hides his identity from them. At this moment, Joseph could take his anger out on his brothers. Joseph could take revenge now because it's only right. He has all the power in the world to see his brothers, his betrayers, put to death. Yet he doesn't do that. Instead, he kind of gets them to reflect on what they've done wrong. He asks them to go and bring their youngest brother to him. And they kind of see that they can't do that, and this is God's way of punishing them. But then at the last, they are discussing this amongst themselves. Joseph can understand what they're saying, and they don't know he can understand, but he turns away, and it says he wept. Joseph feels the pain of the separation, of the dissension in his family, of what has happened, of the pain of their sin. Sometimes it's a relief to feel that, I think, for myself, because I don't have to hold on to anger anymore. Once I can feel that what hurts the most inside, then that allows me to give it to the Lord. This isn't an easy thing to ask, and I don't say it lightly, but I think that any one of us, if we have anger in our heart for someone else, we have to look deeper to see, Lord, what is it I feel about this? How has this really hurt me? And even to help me to feel that hurt and not to run away from it or not to simply put it into anger, because that's what we're so used to doing. Let's ask the Lord today to help us to get on that path to forgiveness. These are the first steps so that we can forgive others as Jesus has called us to, so that we might be free. Jesus calls his disciples today to go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. To us, that can mean to go to those people who are closest to you that you need to forgive, who need to know the gospel message. And part of that message is the message of forgiveness. Ask for forgiveness if you need it. Give forgiveness where you need it. All of this leads to everlasting life.